It's Sunday, July 16th. It's 100 degrees in the shade, which is why I'm here, because it's hotter over there. Hi again, this is Alan with AtTheFaire.com, and I'm back at Festival Park to see what has happened out here in the last couple of days. Now behind me is one of the biggest changes that's happened in a good long while. These little tiny pieces of wood have now literally sprung into these huge pieces of wood. They just start by planting the little stakes in the ground, and they leave them there where there's enough rain and water for a couple of weeks, and then eventually they spring up into these really big posts behind me. It's a really organic process, and one that I'm really glad to see them doing out here. Anyway, this is some kind of Viking shop that has finally gone vertical, and that's pretty much the start of today's tour. Behind me, and also in the shade, is the Bentley Bud's Homemade Root Beer stand. Looks like Nill's been busy putting up walls behind him, and shade. Now, as I stand in the shade from the kettle corn stand, you can see behind me that the right side of Main Street is really getting tall. And also directly behind me is some place that's going to serve ice-cold, refreshing smoothies. They're really not building that one fast enough. Now, even though there's not a roof on this side of Main Street yet, it still has enough lumber to cast a little bit of shade, which is again why I'm here. Behind me you can see that the left side of Main Street has continued to be worked on over the last week. Looks like they've got a lot of the roofing structures up, waiting for them to finish that out and put some tiles. And yeah, did I mention it's hot today? Now, they let the construction guys go home today around 3:30 when I think it was only about 110. You can see off in the distance the 2 Inches coffee and chocolate place has a little more detailing being done on it. Looks like they're going to start putting down the roofing tiles pretty soon. But while they do that, I'm going to stand in the shade over here from the left side of Main Street.
No, I'm going to start it.
Hey! Can I borrow your shade?
Yes. Come on in. I'm telling you.
What are y'all doing up here when it's 100 degrees? You look lovely today, I should add.
We are like dying. This is too hot. Mother Nature is not fair today.
Now, while I enjoy the shade right here at the large hammer and thread merchant shop, behind me you can see that they've also been doing a little bit more work on one of the many fine taverns that will be providing not only stages for entertainment, but ice-cold, refreshing adult beverages. But they're not open yet, so all I have is my Gatorade, which I bought from the Sleepy Hollow food place up there. They have air conditioning up there. And it looks like they're finally back to work doing something visible on the castle. Originally it had one of the little windows on the turrets cut out. Now the other 3 are cut out on the front side. I also got to take a look last week at what they're going to be using for finishing the front of the castle. It's something that's going to give it a very, very authentic looking rock brickwork finish, and I'm hopefully going to get some pictures of what that's going to look like, but it's very, very impressive, and you wouldn't believe how much it's going to cost just for them to cover the front part with it. Now, fortunately today, in this hot weather, there's at least a nice breeze blowing, so, you know, if it's 100 degrees in the shade with the wind blowing, that means it's probably even worse out there than I think, but I'm going to keep hanging out in the shade for a little while longer. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this very short and shady presentation on the status of what's going on out here at Festival Park. It's just too hot for me to be wandering around there where all the good stuff is. Behind me are 2 of the food merchants that are setting up over there. The one on the left-hand side of the screen is the one that I was thinking were the folks I've been running into in Oklahoma and other events around here. The other ones are another group of food merchants that we've seen a number of times at some of the temporary events here in Iowa. Very, very good multi-assortment of foods going to be there. Down the way around the corner, turkey legs. Basically looks like this is going to be our Renaissance food court behind me, or perhaps they like to call it the Royal Food Court. Royal Court, kind of. It's the heat. The heat is getting to me. So, yeah, I think that's about all I've got to say for today. So, enjoy your tour. I'm going to be back when it's not 100 degrees. Until next time, this is Alan, signing off. Water.
This is the turkey leg song. This is the turkey leg song. I want a turkey leg before they're all gone. Oh, this is the turkey leg song. Okay, let's do the second verse. Same as the first.